All right, so let's continue with our conversation on entrepreneurship. Today, we are going to talk about feasibility analysis, but just before we do that, I would like to share a few things with you about some ideas that we can generate from health entrepreneurship. And this slide, I borrowed from my professor, so I have to acknowledge his work. All right, so far, what we have done is that we are trying to find solutions to the health problems we have in our health system in Ghana. And then once we have been able to identify those health ideas or health problems or health opportunities, we must transform that into a business. And that's where entrepreneurship comes in. And we also said that, oh, let me start recording my session. All right, good morning to everyone, and thank you very much for joining me this morning once again, and welcome to the course Relationship Marketing Strategy on Entrepreneurship. Today, we are going to talk about feasibility analysis as one of the very critical topics when it comes to health entrepreneurship. But before that, I would like to just go back a bit to talk about the innovation and creativity part of what we discussed, or finding opportunities or finding ideas to start a business. And I started by saying that this slide we are seeing right now, I borrowed it from my professor, who is called Professor Wilberforce Owusu-Ansah, a lecturer at KNUST. He designed this, and I decided to just add it up to the conversation because we are doing health entrepreneurship. And I was trying to say that the whole idea for this course is for us to bring efficiency and bring solutions to the health system that you have in Ghana. And so we talked about who an entrepreneur is and who an intrapreneur is. And the issue about entrepreneurship is where an individual is able to identify problems or opportunities and then create a solution or a product out of that, and then take it to the market for people to use. And as people start using it, they'll pay him money or reward him with some financial or non-financial rewards. So just before we talk about the feasibility analysis, I would want us to look at some ideas, some areas, specific areas in the health sector in Ghana that we can generate some ideas from. And if we're able to find those ideas, it means two things. One is either somebody can become an entrepreneur, which means that the person would work outside of the facility and build a business out of these ideas I'm going to share with you, or the person will still work in the facility as an intrapreneur and still be able to find solutions or bring some efficiency to the health sector. Now, these are the critical areas that I would like us to focus a bit on with a few minutes ahead of us before we go straight into discussing feasibility analysis. Who wants to read what you see on the screen for me? Who wants to volunteer? Please raise your hand. Who wants to volunteer to read? I want somebody to just walk us through. Okay, Solomon, thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, innovation in healthcare. So, starting from the top, we have training, keeping well, we have early detection, diagnosis, decision making, treatment, end of life care. Then we have research.
Of these critical areas of innovation in healthcare, and explain to me how you think we can take advantage of it and build a business, or there's a problem in that specific area that needs a solution. So please, anybody can take any of them and then talk to us about this quickly so that we can go straight to talk about feasibility analysis. Who wants to try? You can pick any of the ideas, any of the health innovations, and let's talk about it. Kindly raise your hand so that I'll allow you to speak. I'm waiting. Who wants to take? Please, we don't have too much time today, so kindly raise your hand. And again, for all those who have not signed in with their full name and index numbers, kindly do so. Kindly do so for me. All those, some of you have only your index numbers. I want your full name and your index number, not just your name only or your index number. All right. Anybody wants to try? Pick any of these health innovations and then see what you can explain. Either there's an opportunity there or there's a problem in that sector that you think that we can find solution to that. So thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, separately, I want to talk about the end of life care. So, looking at our primary health system in Ghana, The secondary health system mostly have this end of care inculcated into the health system, but it is not actually distinct. By coming into the primary health care, it lacks the end of care, end of life care, like the hospice or the gerontology aspect. We do it, but it is not specific. So looking at this gap, as a nurse, you can acquire further training on such area. Then you can establish a place your own to care for this aged client with this chronic illness, to also gain something from them, something like a nursing home or something. Then you acquire something from that angle.
Thank you very much, Solo. And my dear friends, I'm telling you that that's a huge opportunity coming up now. And I'll tell you something about that before we end this class. Okay, Hayford, thank you so much too for raising your hand. Please go ahead.
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity. So I also want to talk about early detection. So I've noticed that most often people from rural area, they will most often come to the facility when the disease had advanced. And most of them is as a result that they are not closer to health facilities, or they don't get opportunity to be screened at the early stage. And so I think if we are able to get closer to them, help them, screen them, we'll be able to detect their issues at the early stage.
Thank you very much, Hayford. That's a good one too. Anybody else wants to pick up any of the other ideas and discuss it? All right, so with the end of life care, that's getting very big now. I have a friend who is starting one in Accra, on the Pram Pram Road, and before he even completed, he was building, I think, 15 rooms, well equipped, nice. I mean, top notch. The guy lived in the US. That's what he did. He has his own home care business in the US and he's building one here in Ghana. My dear friends, I will tell you that before the guy finished the business, the people were forcing him to finish the first 5 rooms for patients to get in. And as I talk to you now, it is fully booked. He's even thinking of expanding it. So I see a lot of opportunities there, but we always think that there's no money. That's not the case, though. If you can put your business case through seriously, I mean, put your business case well. If you can't do it yourself and you can find somebody to help you to put it together very well, there's money available in this country, I'm telling you. Today, currently, there are a lot of people who have a lot of money and they can't keep those monies in the bank for various Bank of Ghana reasons. So many people are putting their money into real estate. So if you can imagine how many people are, I mean, right here in Kumasi, and I see that also in Accra, people are building up mansions for sale. Nobody's buying, nobody's renting, but they are there. How about we putting a business case together and approaching some of these people and give them the business case? We want to build this home care center and do this and do that and do that. People will buy into it. But for lack of fear, for excuses, we lack most of these initiatives and people are not getting into those spaces. There's so much. Well, I'm not going to go too much into what you see on the screen unless somebody else want to explain, because I want to go straight into feasibility studies this morning. So all the key areas you see on the screen now are possible areas where people can get into business with, right? Okay. Now, let me take you now to feasibility studies. Assuming now all these ideas that we've just shared have given us ideas, most likely you may have a lot of ideas that you might not even know which of them to either start or not to start or whatever it is. So the next thing that anybody has to do before you go into any business is to do what we call feasibility studies, conduct feasibility studies. And I'm going to make it very simple. I already sent you the slides. There will not be time for us to go to the slides, so I will leave that one for you to look at. But I want to explain to you briefly what feasibility studies really means. All right. Any questions on the idea generation whilst I look for the slide? Any questions? Any questions? Are there any ideas that anybody has come up with that you need some clarification as to how to go about it? I'll be very glad to explain them to you quickly.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please. Solo.
Yes, please. With the end of life care, that you were explaining how to build the care homes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have the idea, we have everything planned down, but how to get this big men or these people the money to invest into your product or to invest into your idea is the issue. Sometimes, let's say I'm in one rural area or remote area with these ideas, and these supposed big men or people with this money are not in those rural areas. Their location, how to even get in contact is a problem. So even how to get the capital to start this whole venture is a different challenge on its own. So I don't know what
Yes, so yeah.
those of us
Okay,
in
sorry.
rural areas, remote areas, how do we find our way out to get in touch with these people?
Okay. All right. So thank you very much. I understand exactly what you're saying. And it is true that sometimes getting in touch or getting people to invest in some of these ideas are very true. What I've seen so far in my little life that I've lived and been a consultant for many of some of these people, I've come to realize that some of them, their fingers have invented a lot. That's the first point I'd like to say. People have duped them, people have lied to them, people have they've got their fingers bent too often that they are skeptical. So if you are looking for them to help you, it will take a lot of work. A lot of work. And that's the power of entrepreneurs. And if you remember one of the characteristics of entrepreneurs, we said tenacity is one of them. The ability to withstand the pressure, the ability to be able to make sure that whatever you're looking for, you get it, perseverance. So what I've seen happen with a few people, including one of my friends also who has rehabilitation center at the Asunomaso area. Asunomaso, when you're going to Mampong, I think Asunomaso in Kwanta is on your right. You turn right a bit. I forgot the name of the rehab center. I actually took my brother there. New Hope. It's called New Hope Rehab Center. It's owned by a Catholic priest. He was my junior in school, Father Mark. He was my junior at St. Hubert, and that's what he's doing right now. If he tells you the story behind how he got the money to do that business, it will shock you. The whole idea is that if you want anybody to help you today to start any business at all, when you're looking for their money, you must first of all show them the proof of concept. Please write that word down. Proof of concept. Proof of concept is basically a conviction that whatever you think you are going to do is viable. You can actually do it. And that's what we're talking about today as well, some bit of it. If you want to build, let's say, home care in a village, there are a lot of questions you must ask yourself before you even approach these people. A lot of questions. And today we are going to answer some of those questions here. A lot of questions. That's what we call the feasibility analysis. The guy lives in Accra. He lives in East Legon. The guy has money. He wants to help people. Maybe you are at Goso. The guy has never been to Goso before. Why should a person believe in you that whatever you are telling him would work at Goso? We cannot go to these people with empty hands. We cannot go to these people without a proof of concept. And the proof of concept will tell the person the feasibility analysis you have done, the reality of the problem you are talking about, and most importantly, the economic equation of your idea. Can this idea make me money? Can this idea be sustainable enough? What impact will these ideas make? And in fact, some of these very rich people, their highest level of interest in some of these things, of course, could be making money, profitability of whatever you're going to do. But some of them are looking for impact now. A lot of them have got to the point in their life where money is not an issue for them anymore. They are looking how they can impact the community. But we cannot go to them and just tell them stories. Okay? So, for example, this Asunomasu story, what I heard, this is what I heard, that the guy was trying to take care of some guys in the mission members who bring their children there. They have been smoking for too long. They've been drinking too long. He's trying to solve the problem. And the parents have been trying to do it. It's not working. So what he did was that he started admitting some of the people in the mission house and taking care of them. And now he was able to do it so well that the people who were coming to the mission, who were brought to the mission house, they were getting healed faster. They were getting healed so fast. And now it got to a point that he needed to expand the facility because he cannot take care of more than 5 people in the mission house. This guy has a proof of concept. I've seen people who need rehabilitation. I see drunkards. I see alcoholics. I see people who are on drugs. I've been able to help 3 or 4 or 5 people. These are the people. This is my evidence. Now I have 100 people who are knocking on my door. I cannot keep them in the mission house. Can you please help me to build a rehab center? That's a story people want to hear. And once you tell them that you want to build a rehab center for 100 people, the next question they will ask you is that how profitable is it? Are you doing it for profit or you're doing it as an NGO? Both ways, you have a proof of concept. You have a proof of concept. I'll tell you, recently, I've developed a training program that I went to one of the banks. In fact, I've gone to 2 banks. One of the banks, when I went to the bank, they didn't understand what I was trying. I mean, not that they didn't understand. Maybe I wasn't able to explain to them well. So it didn't end too well. They asked me to come back later with some other additions and some things. Then I went to a very good bank. I mean, it's an international bank. I went to speak to them. I did a presentation for 30 minutes. The first question the MD asked me, and the retail manager also asked me the same question was, TK, have you done this before? TK, have you done this before? The answer is no. Then they asked me again, if you haven't done it before, what is the guarantee that if we give you our customers, they'll have better results out of this? And I told them, yes, I've not done it before, but research has proven it. But again, I wouldn't mind to do for the first 25 customers of your bank without charging you any money. If they get results, then I'll be able to now come back again and give you the evidence. The bank have signed. They have signed an MOU with me that from next month to, I think it's 3 months, from the next 3 months ahead of us, I think up to June, I'm supposed to train 25 of their customers. They're giving me a list of 25 customers. And the only clause I gave to them was that I was going to do it for free. Before we even started, and I started doing the research and giving the report to the individual customers, the bank, the retail manager is already calling me and saying, hey, TK, we thank you very much. I know this thing is going to work. Even though I don't have a proof of concept, I'm going to use them as a guinea pig to confirm that my concept is going to work right. People need evidence today. People need evidence. I mean, the first bank, they didn't mind me because they didn't ask me if I have a proof of concept, if I've done it before. But I'm sure in their mind, they're asking that this guy's going to use us as guinea pig. He hasn't done it before, and he's talking plenty English, talking plenty business jargons and things. How can he do this for us? But a very sensible bank, I would say a very sensible bank, asked me a question I was able to answer, and now we have signed an MOU. They're not going to pay me, but I'm happy because at least I'll have a proof of concept to go to a different bank later on to sell that same idea to them. The long and short of what I'm saying is that if you need people to help you to do the things you are doing, my dear friends, you need a proof of concept. For example, if you want to set up, go to rural areas to go and help them to the one that we just showed, the early detection. If you have not done it, if you just, because you're a nurse or midwife or health professional, you go to some rich man and say, please buy me a car for me to go to this village, just go and do this and do that and do that. They will understand the concept, but have you done it before? How about if you bought a bicycle and you started going from small town to small town, doing it yourself, or doing it from one town, one village to the other. And then you have videos of people who didn't know they were sick, but now they know they are sick. You have treated them. You have videos, you have photos, you have testimonials concept. Today, people want evidence because these people who are going to give you money, their fingers have been bent too much money. Unless you prove it, they will not give you. Well, I'm talking plenty about this because I understand Solo's frustration, and I've seen it several times, including what I just told you. You know, so whatever you want to do, especially in your health area, try to do it 1 or 2 or 3. For example, I'm going to show you when we start writing the business plan next week. I'm going to show you an example of a lady's business who have started working with people with bad diabetic wounds, infectious diabetic wounds in the homes, who don't come to the hospital because of fear and stigmatization and then embarrassment and all that. This lady goes to the homes of the people to take care of them. When we did she actually used that idea as the assignment that I give to them. I think some of 2019 or 2018. I've forgotten the year. So that's the assignment she did in class. So after she completed, she came back to me for us to now polish up the business I planned, and that's what she used. Do you know what she did? She told me there were two women, I don't know, yeah, there were two old ladies who were coming to her facility. I think it was around somewhere in Koko or the Eastern region or something like that. So she actually told these two women not to come to the facility to come and clean their wounds. She will come to their home because she was trying to test the idea that she was trying to do. And these were elderly people. I remember she told me the first lady, one of them was like 81 or so. The other lady was 70 something. And she's seen them, the pain they were going through, the embarrassment they were going through. They could not even walk. So what she told them was that, Mama, don't come to the hospital. I'll come to the house and then dress the wounds for you. And that's how she started. So when she started doing her business as the home care dressing, whatever she calls it, do you know that she has a proof of concept? I found this woman, this was how bad the wound was. Then she will show photo. After visiting this woman for more than 6 months, this is the nature of the wound. Dramatic improvement. That is proof of concept. But today, everybody wants things on silver platter without working. That's why it no go happen. So, Solo, that's a little I can talk about this. But later on, if you want us to go to this detail, please get back to me. I'll be very glad for us to discuss it in detail. Okay. All right. Please go ahead.
Sir, in 2022, I started doing health education and screening for churches. I did it for 6 months for free. So churches were calling me, some were giving my numbers to different pastors to call me. And for almost 8 months, and I started charging. They stopped calling. When I started going
It was because your initial business closed. Yeah.
I refer some to my facilities. I refer some to the doctors that I'm close with when it's very challenging. When it was free, people were really calling me every Sunday. Sometimes they call me to come for evening churches, do my education. Sometimes they call me for Sundays for the screening. But when I started adding charges to it, they stopped calling. Until now, it didn't go well. So I've also stopped.
Good. Yeah. So the reason why they started calling you is because the initial plan was faulty. The moment people start seeing that something is free, they will think forever it's free. When you start charging, they don't pay you. That's a fact about it. Example. We do this Thursday program, the one that I do every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. And for all those, by the way, for all those who have been joining me on Thursdays, I'm very grateful to all of you. But let me also make points from the video I asked you to watch. So far, out of about more than 500 people in this class, I've got only 38. The rest, I'm not taking it. So stop. Don't go and watch it. Nobody should go and watch it again. If you want, you can watch it for your own self, but to send it to me for me to look at it and give you marks for it, no, I've closed it. All right. So I started that Thursday program for free. And that is the value proposition. Free Thursday entrepreneurship and business mastery session. Free. Today, if I ask people to pay, they won't pay. Because the idea that I started with was that it was free. But there's a way around it. So now, even though we do it Thursday for free, every quarter we do a paid version and the people pay for it. And my dear friends, I will tell you that if I tell you how much money we make from the quarterly programs is way, 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 way much more than what we make from, we even have started charging. Number two, we get a lot of business contact, a business from the free Thursday programs, and even if we're going to charge. As I'm talking to you now, we have a mastermind group, a group of about 13 business owners in a cohort. These people pay monthly, where I invite people to come and speak to them every month on Zoom. And I've not announced it to people because not everybody, I don't even want to announce it for people to know that we have a mastermind. It's only the serious ones who would call me and say, TK, can you do this or can you do that for me? I would say yes. Once we do whatever the person is asking us to do for them, then once we are done, the person is very happy. We introduce the mastermind group to the person, and almost 100% all the time. The moment we say we have a mastermind group, we meet once in a month in person on Zoom. They say, oh, please, TK, add me to it. And do you know how much they pay per month? Every single person in that group is paying 2,500 Ghana cedis a month. And they pay. That kind of service is not for everybody. It's for people who are determined to take their business to the next level. And in fact, in that mastermind, I don't even speak most of the time. I invite seasoned people. Last month, for example, I got one of the big guys from EcoBank to talk to them about how they can access funding from EcoBank to finance their businesses. big guys. And people, it's a network of people who are connected. So your value proposition from day one will tell you that if it's going to work, it will work. If it's not going to work, you know. So for example, if I was you going to do this free thing to the people, I would tell them that I run a monthly health education program for churches, for mosques, and all these places. But I charge this amount of money. I charge, say, 100 cedis or 200 cedis or 1,000 cedis or 2,000 Ghana cedis per session. But for the first one, I want to do it for you for free. And this is what I'm going to talk to you about. Now, the moment you get them to understand that, yes, I charge for it, but the first one is for free for you to test social proof, to social proof my idea. The next time when you go to them with a package, they will take it. Sometimes some of the church will not even mind you at all because you are charging money. Don't worry. Somebody will pay for it. So if I tell you how many free stuff I've done for my life since I started doing this thing, it will shock you. It will shock you. If it's in hours, the amount of hours I've spent doing free stuff for people, oh my goodness, I can't count how many hours I've done. But eventually it's paying off. So entrepreneurship is not for the faint-hearted, my dear friends. All of you listen to me. Entrepreneurship is hard. It's tough. But the end thereof is sweet. Okay. So maybe what we can do is that let's talk after class. Let's discuss to see how you can revamp this whole idea again, because you can't do it for free. How do you pay for your TNT? How do you pay for your transport and all those things? But the thing is that even though they may not want to pay you because you are commercializing that idea, sometimes you can go on the NGA route. Okay, you can go on the NGA route where you can still be doing it for free forever and ever, but somebody else will be supporting you to do the same thing. And that's also possible. So you don't necessarily have to always turn that into a business before you start making money. You can also go the NGA way and still make it work. All right. So if you have any other issues later on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Hayford, let's talk.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. Sir, please, I want to also know, like my brother indicated, once you have done the visibility analysis and you've seen the opportunity is viable, is it advisable for a beginner to take a loan to start such a business?
All right. It's a yes and no answer. If you are taking a loan to start the business, the risk is the ability to pay back, because you will need a strong cash flow to pay back the loan, the principal plus the interest every month. So if you don't have any strong cash flow to do this, please don't go in for a loan. But I've advised people in this same class for many, many times where they've taken salary loans to start a business, and then they use their salary to pay back the loan for the first 3 to 6 months. And then when the business started making money, the business started paying, the business continued to pay the loan back, and even pay back how much the person paid. So what it means is that, let's say that you go for a salary loan for, say, 20,000 Ghana to start this business you are talking about. Then you are using your salary to pay back the loan, because the first 3 to 6 months, the business might not be making any money at all. Then after 6 months, when the business starts making money, the business takes over paying back the loan to the bank. So you are free now. And when the business gets better, whatever amount of loan repayment that you made, the business should be able to pay you back. But that needs a very solid financial planning and business growth strategy. Please listen to it again. If you are going to take a loan with your salary to start a business, a startup, please, the business will need a solid business model plus a solid financial management or cash flow management. Otherwise, you will be in big trouble. So yes, financial model and the cash flow strategy should be very strong. And then number two, if you are taking a loan for the business itself to start, again, the same formula also applies. How quickly can the business start making money to pay back the loan? Otherwise, you put yourself in a lot of stress. A lot of stress. All right, Hayford? Hayford, are you okay? Hayford?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, good. All right. Daniel Kwabna Century said that I really enjoyed the government solution. Very educative. Thank you very much. And thank you, Daniel, for joining me on those days. All right. All right. So quickly, let's talk about feasibility analysis. I'm going to make it very simple. I've already shared the slides with you. Go through it, and I'm going to show you the key areas you need to be focusing attention on. All right. All right. So when we say feasibility studies, for those of us who have read it, who have seen the slides, what does it mean? Feasibility studies. Determine the viability of a business opportunity. What does it mean? What is feasibility studies? Charlie, more classy, more manager the crowd. Only 2 people have been talking all the time. We have more than 600 people in the class, but everybody is silent. Nobody is talking. It makes it very boring. When I ask questions, nobody is speaking. Rosina,
Yes, sir.
Rosie, your class is boring. No, your people are not talking to you. Why?
Yeah.
Okay. So please, let me just put it in a simple way if we can all understand or take it. The visibility study is like putting something into a test or a try to see if it will work. So like you have an idea. So when you try to put the idea into a test, like maybe in a selected sample to try if the idea will work. That's what I understand by visibility study.
Thank you very much. You've really tried, Solo. Thank you. Let's go to Redeemer. Please go ahead, Redeemer.
So, with feasibility studies, this is how I understand it. So it's more like you are assessing whether a project or a business idea um that you are putting in practice is viable before you are committing or you are involving most resources to see if we'll get better at the end of the day. So here it's helping to identify the potential roadblock that's especially when it comes to saving time and making money. So it's like a trial before you actually involve the necessary things you want to involve. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Redeemer. That's another good point. All right. So feasibility studies, like you're all saying, is very simply how you determine if whatever you're going to do is viable. And the difference between viability and feasibility is that an idea can be feasible, meaning that it is possible to do it. It can be done. But viability talks about the sustainability of that viable, feasible idea that you have actually come up with. So it means that you have seen an idea that you want to pursue. You have conducted all the research and whatever you want to do about it. Yes, this thing can be done. Yes, it's very true. It can be done. But period of time. Because there's some businesses you start today, in less than 1 year, then the business is gone. It was feasible to start, but it hasn't been viable to sustain it. So let's quickly walk through what that means, and we'll take it out from there. All right. Who wants to read? Can somebody quickly read for me? Who wants to volunteer to read?
Hey,
Yes, please.
what is feasibility analysis? Feasibility analysis is the process of determining whether a business idea is viable. It is the initial evaluation of business idea conducted to determine whether the idea is worth pursuing.
Yeah. And this is the mistake that many people make when we are starting a business. People see others doing something, and the moment they start seeing the person is making progress, making sales, customers are walking into the person's shop or the person's business, everybody thinks that's a good idea. They all start the same thing. Look at mobile money everywhere. Look at boutique everywhere. Look at chop bars everywhere. Look at restaurants everywhere. Now, recently, on the main TWENEBOAH-KODUAH stretch, somebody started doing some this fried rice by the roadside. I mean, in the evening between, let's say 6:30 like 11 p.m., you can see the number of people who will be there buying food from this person. In less than 2 months, 4 other people have started the same business. And you can clearly see that out of the 4, now there are 5 on both sides of the road, 3 on one side and 2 on the other side of the road. You can see that the guy who started first is still having a lot of customers, whilst these other people who are doing probably the same kind of rice, they might not even have one person even standing there to buy food. The question is why? My dear friends, everybody doing a kind of a business has a secret. And the secret I'm talking about here is not secret about juju. I'm talking about the reality and the foundation of what the person is really doing. And many people who really took their time to understand exactly what they are going to do with the right purpose in mind, and knowing what exactly we were going to do, it doesn't matter how many competitors would come, they still survive. So, for example, I was working with a lady who was, the best person I've ever worked with so far since I started this business is that lady. Doing so well. I mean, we're getting clients, we're getting money, we're making money. And then all of a sudden, one time the lady came to my office and told me that, Onye, do money bill. I was like, sister, why? Oh, me, bill. You know what she has done? One of the customers that we're servicing saw what we're doing, and then this lady was able to convince this man, and I'm sure they were dating. I'm sure they were dating because later on, I got to know that they basa. So I'm sure the man was using some ways to date this lady. So the man got this lady a very beautiful office, even way beautiful than what we're having. Way beautiful. Nice furniture, nice decor, everything was correct. This lady went out to go and do the same thing we're doing here at High Park Services. My dear friends, and did 3 months ago. It didn't take up to 3 months. So when somebody told me that she had started doing that, I said, oh, how? I didn't believe it. So I actually got one of my friends to go and pretend to be a client. And it was my friend who brought me photos from the lady's office. And she said, my friend was saying, hey, TK, Charlie, the lady's office and things. My friend gave me photos. And my lady was doing exactly the same thing that we're doing here. Doing training, coaching, and consulting. Almost photocopying everything that we're doing here at High Park Services to start their own business. Ask me today after 3 months, where is their business? It is dead. Okay? It doesn't make the person a bad person. What makes a person a bad person is copying wrongly. Look, the passion with which I do what I do, that one, you can't take it away from me. The amount of hours I spend thinking about the business that I do now, you have no idea. Sometimes I'll wake up at dawn and I go and sit in my study room. I'm not writing anything now. I have my notebook and my pen just lying beside me. All that I'm thinking about, High Park Service, what can I do to make this thing better? How can I serve as many people as possible? Can I get a different idea to do what I'm doing now? How many people do this? So if now somebody sees me that I'm doing all this and then I want to go, the person wants to come and do the same thing. Oh, hallelujah, you're welcome. You can do it. I'm not saying you cannot do it. You can do it. But everybody has a secret of what they do. Everybody has a secret. Okay. So the whole idea is that if you don't understand why people do what they do, you will jump into it thinking that you can also do the same thing. But it will not happen. It will not happen. And the only way you can really be very sure that even if you have seen someone doing the same business, to find out if you can do it and do it well, is to conduct feasibility analysis. Take your time. Don't rush into starting anything. And I remember when we taught this in class, the professor who was teaching us entrepreneurship used a very simple example for us. And I'm going to share that with you. You see that for, I think, like 40 years ago, or maybe 30 years ago. Do you know how people, no, maybe like 50 years ago. I'm sure today we still do it, but let's say 30, 40, 50 years ago. Who can tell me how people got married? Maybe who can tell me how our parents got married? How did they get married? How did your parents get married? Who can tell me the process that people used to go through before they got married? Can you raise your hands and show me how it was done? Nanama, please go ahead.
Yes, please. It was a traditional marriage between two families, and then the man will make his intentions known to the lady's family, and then they bring some drinks here, and then they are being given out for them as being married without going through this church counseling and those things, even though they will be counseling them here and there, but it wasn't through churches, but rather through family members. Thank you.
Nice one. Thank you so much. Good. You see, my grandmother told me, my grandmother was 98 before she passed. My grandfather, TWENEBOAH-KODUAH, was also 92 before he also passed. Now, I remember the time that I finished Legon and I was thinking about marriage and all that. My grandmother called me and said, "Come now, I didn't understand. One day when she sat me down and she was telling me stories about how she even got married to my grandfather. So now it used to be that, and look, my grandfather and my grandmother, they were married for more than 60 years. 60 years, my friends. Today, somebody gets married on Monday, and by Friday, there's wahala. They married for 60 years. And she told me how they got married. So my grandfather saw her. They all live in Bokro. My grandmother was living at Timetim, and my grandfather was living at Bokro. So how they found themselves, because those times I'm sure there was bush everywhere between the Timetim and then Bokro was way forest. But how they met, that one they didn't tell me. But my grandmother told me that when my grandfather told his father that he wanted to get married to my grandmother, it took them 6 months for deep dive investigation from my grandfather's side to her family. So now the man's family will start investigating the woman's family. And in the woman's family, we also be investigating the man's family. And I would like anybody who can remember the kind of investigation that they were doing. What kind of investigation were they doing? What were they looking for? Why would they take all these 6 months before they can allow them to get married? Yes, Susan.
Some include mental illness in their family, blindness, the character of the person that is getting married. Yeah.
Very good. Very good, Susan. They were checking. Good. Francisca, please go ahead.
They would find out whether the
Hello,
home is
Francisca.
productive. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Well, they will find out
Yes, Francisca,
whether
we can hear you. We can hear you.
they would want to find out whether the home is a productive one, whether people actually give birth and there's no barrenness in the house.
Thank you. Thank you, Francisca. Berima, please go ahead.
So please, they will check the past glories of the family and the bad things that has occurred in the family in the past years. Thank you.
Nice one. Thank you very much. Okay, so I see also in the chat box, Salamatu, they want to check it as witchcraft and mental illness. Lukman talks about mental illness, witchcraft, strange illness, broken home, barrenness. Thank you very much. Esther says character and trustworthiness. Thank you. And then Priscilla, any chronic illnesses. That was exactly what they were doing. They want to find out, Charlie, are there any barrenness? Are there any issues about epilepsy? Are there any issues about theft? Are they hardworking? Do they have a cocoa farm? Do they have any farmer? How do they even work? How do they make money? That my grandfather's father and my grandfather's father, as my great grandfather and my grandfather came to eat in their home. And that was the day that my great grandfather decided that my grandfather was going to marry my grandmother. Because as soon as they finish eating, and they will not tell you, I come to eat in your house. They'll just come in and eat. What were they doing? They want to check to see how well this lady can cook for the husband. The day that they came to eat the food, then my great grandfather said that, that's what they said. And that was the end of it. Sometimes they even go to farm with you to go and see either the family, they are lazy or not lazy. My dear friends, all that they were doing that time was to make sure that relationship became a love marriage. And as a result, people were able to marry for 60, 70, 80 years, no divorce, no other marriages, nothing. They live happy lives till they died. The question is, how come today that we cannot get married and stay for that long? Even those of us who have married for some few years, we everyday fight, everyday confusion. Now, the reason why the professor taught us use this analogy to teach us is that if you look at the kind of investigation they did before they got married, if we apply the same kind of investigation into our businesses today, business will still survive. But unfortunately, today everything is fast. Okay. So when we talk about feasibility analysis in business, we are equating the same kind of study that people would have done when they were going to get married years ago, applying the same concept into business. But for business, there are specific areas you need to look at. There are specific feasibility analysis you are going to look at. So in the marriage, we are looking at madness, epilepsy, leprosy, barrenness, and all those are indicators for marriage. But for business, there are specific indicators we need to look at, and I'm going to walk you through all of them very soon. All right. Good. Now, let's look at quickly, when should we conduct feasibility analysis? Who can for us quickly?
When to conduct feasibility analysis.
Why?
When to conduct a feasibility analysis. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, please go ahead, Francisca.
When to conduct
Francisca, please go ahead. We can hear you.
When to conduct a feasibility analysis. 1. Timing of the feasibility analysis. The proper time to conduct a feasibility analysis is early in thinking through the prospect for a new business. The thought is to screen ideas before a lot of resources are spent on them. 2. Components of a properly conducted feasibility analysis. A properly conducted feasibility analysis includes 4 separate components, as discussed in the following slides. Thank you.
Great. So, what talk about conducting feasibility analysis? When do we do it? And that's what we have said. The timing is very, very important. And what we are saying is that you must, the moment you start thinking about going into a kind of a business, that feasibility analysis starts immediately. You don't wait till you have invested money before you go in and start doing it. It will be too late. It's just like you going into marriage and now decide to now study the woman. It's too late. Are you going now say, Madam, no way. There are areas where every feasibility analysis must be conducted. So again, Francisca, walk us through the diagram that we are seeing now. Please go ahead.
Feasibility analysis. Figure 3.1. Role of feasibility analysis in developing successful business idea. First, proposed business venture. Then, spending the time and resources necessary to move forward with a business idea depends on 1. Product or services feasibility. 2. Industry or target market feasibility. 3. Organizational feasibility. 4. Financial feasibility. And then you could arrive at yes in all 4 areas or no in 1 or more areas. So when you arrive at yes in all 4 areas, it will lead you to proceed with a business plan. But then if you arise in no in 1 or more areas, then you drop or rethink business idea. Thank you.
Very good. So if you look at this table, this is the flow of we going into business. So if it was marriage, we would have said that these are the stages through which we must go before we say yes to the woman and get married to the woman. All right. So now this flow says that the first part is now the proposed business venture. You have thought about something. So now Solomon, for example, is thinking about doing, say, a home care service or building a home care. That's a thought. You start spending time and resources necessary to move to the next idea. Or that means that you are going into now actually start implementing that idea will depend on these 4 critical areas. So now if you move straight from the idea generation part and go straight into launching the business, you are in trouble. So we are saying that the bridge between the idea conceptualization and then the implementation of the idea into a business is dependent on you crossing the bridge in the green. And the bridge that you are supposed to cross an investigation was done is number 1, product service feasibility, industry target market feasibility, organizational feasibility, and financial feasibility. These are critical things that everybody must look at before you go into any business. And if you yes in all 4 areas, that means that the product feasibility would say yes, industry market, financial feasibility would say yes. When you have yes in all these 4 areas, there's plan before you start. Or the other side would be that it could be no in one or more of these areas. When one of these areas, the green areas, are saying that, please, no, wait, let's think about it and all that, it means that you must drop or rethink the idea to see if it's still viable. You must go back and start the whole journey all over again. But the challenge has been that because this whole process of feasibility is boring, number one. Number two, it is very technical. Number three, it can take a long time to do it. People don't do it. We follow our passion to go into business, and before we could say, Jack, the business fails, and it fails woefully. So what we are saying is that before anybody would go into any business, these 4 critical areas in the green must be followed systematically and conducted in detail before you go into writing any business. Any questions quickly? Any questions? Susan, the hand is up. Is it a question you want to ask or is the old one?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Any questions on this? Okay, Nanama, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, sir, please, can you please elaborate more on the organizational feasibility?
All right, I'm going to go into that. I'll go to explain each of them one by one. So that will come very soon. All right, any other question, please? Now, let's take each of these areas. I'm going to ask you questions, but this time, please, you must start writing the questions down. I'm going to ask you questions for each of these components. And those answers to those questions will now allow you to now understand exactly what you're supposed to be studying as far as those areas are concerned. So the first one is product service feasibility. And of course, when you go through the slides, they are all explained very well, but let me just walk you through this quickly. Number one, product service feasibility. The first question is a solution a product or service? Is a solution a product or a service? Number two, what are the features and benefits of the product? What are the features and the benefits of the product? Number three, does the product have product market fit? Does the product or service has a product market fit? Number three, does the product has a product or service market fit? Product market fit or service market fit. What that means is that if I produce this product today, would I have a market? Would I have people who are willing to buy this product? Would I have people who will be using my product? And that again would mean that you need to conduct a lot of research around that. Number four, what price will this product be sold at? What price will this product be sold at? But I'll send you a list of all the questions after class. So let me just give it to you, but as many as you can write, please write them down. What price will this product be sold at? Next question. What is the sustainability of this product or service? What is the sustainability of this product or service? It means that, can this product be produced for a long time? Can I produce this for a long time, or it can only be produced for a short period and that's it? What is the sustainability of the product or service? And in fact, there are some products that when you produce it after a while, there's no need to do it anymore. Look at the product like what happened with nose masks. Now, probably just the hospitals and health facilities who might be using them now. So how sustainable is this product? That's very, very important. I'll get to all the questions later, but just let me explain them briefly. Industry target market feasibility. Question number one, what kind of industry am I going into? What kind of industry am I going into? Number two, what is the nature of competition in the industry? What is the nature of the competition in the industry? What is the nature of the competition in the industry? What is the nature of the competition in the industry? Next question. What are the trends in this industry? What are the trends? So that means that you are trying to understand that, is the industry growing? Is the industry stagnating? Or is the industry dying? This you must know. Today, the industry that is really growing very fast is the AI industry. AI is taking over almost everything. So if you are going to any business, you need to be asking yourself, what is the probability of me applying AI concept into my industry or into my business processes? Those are very, very critical questions you must be asking yourself. So is the industry, what are the trends in the industry? Is it growing? Is it dying? Is it stagnating? If you are going into an industry that is stagnating, very soon, that industry may be dying. So you have to be very, very careful where you go into. Next question. Who are the key players in this industry? Who are the key players in this industry? Who are the key players in this industry? Because you need to know. You need to know the big guys in there so that you don't come and swallow you up. If you are going into the pharmaceutical manufacturing industry in Ghana, for example, you should not gloss over NS Chemist, Tobinco, Kina Pharma. You cannot gloss over them and just think that you can just go into the industry and do anything. No, it's not possible. You must know who is who in the industry. So who are the key players in the industry? The next question. Who are the target market? Who are the I don't know if Osons does manufacturing now. I knew he used to just be a distributor. I don't know if he does manufacturing now. Who are the target markets in this industry? Who are the target markets in this industry? What are the income levels of this target market? So the income level is supposed to help you to know if these people can afford your products or services. Because if you are going to, for example, go into early detection business, and you're going to go into the villages, and then the village, your service is going to cost, say, 1,000 Ghana cedis per person. It's not possible they can pay. They can't pay because their income level in the village will not afford them that luxury to spend 1,000 Ghana cedis on that. They won't even come to you. So the ability to pay is very, very important. And you can only determine the ability to pay based on your understanding of the income level of the target market, their description. So at the target market feasibility, you are looking at conducting a very detailed, you must do a very detailed, what we call customer avatar or buyer persona analysis. Buyer persona analysis. You should be able to determine that because it's just by determining the customer buyer persona or the persona, that's the only time you're able to understand if indeed these people can really be your customers. And please go and read around the buyer persona or what we call the customer avatar. It describes about the totality of the customer, their age, their income, their psychographic effect and all that, and all those things. Then we go to organizational feasibility. Organizational feasibility. Another organizational feasibility, some questions that you may want to ask yourself would include things like, number one, what skills and experiences do I need for this business? What skills and experiences do I need for this business? What skills and experiences do I need for this business? What skills and experiences do I need for this business? What skills and experiences do I need for this business? Number two, Are the skills and experiences for this business available? Are the skills and experiences for this business available? Are the skills and experiences for this business available? So you want to go into pharmaceutical business. And by the pharmaceutical industry, by Pharmaceutical Association of Ghana's rule, you must have a pharmacist in the pharmacy shop. The question you're asking yourself is, number one, are they even available? Can I have a pharmacist who can allow me to use their license to open the pharmacy shop? Number two, are they available? No, are they available? The next question you're asking about them is that, what is the affordability of the skills and experience needed for this business? What is the affordability of the skills and experience needed for this business? What is the affordability of the skills and experience for this business? So here you're asking yourself now, if you want to take a pharmacist to join you, to get a pharmacist license in the first place to open the pharmacy shop, the next question you're asking yourself, can I afford it? Can I pay for it? Because I know that they will charge you money for using their license first, and you must be paying them every month as well. The question is, can you afford it? If you can't afford yourself, can you find money to pay for it? And then the other question under the organizational feasibility is, what will be the nature of the organogram of this business? What will be the nature of the organogram in this business, for this business? What will be the nature of the organogram for this business? Then we go to the financial feasibility. The first question of financial feasibility is one. What is the startup cost for this business? What is the startup cost for this business? Number two, what will be an estimated operational expenditure for this business? What would be the estimated or projected operational expenditure for this business? So the startup cost is how much money, what are the key resources that you need for this business? What are the items you need to buy that can help you to start this business? So for a pharmacy shop, for you to be able to start that business, you need a brick and mortar building, a store. Number two, you must build shelves. Or maybe you have to even cost the renovation cost. So first one is the rent, second one is renovation, the third one is the shelves, then air conditions, then the fridges, then the computers, then the drugs. These are the things you must buy to be able to start a business called a pharmacy shop. Okay, so now once you have had, let's say, 200,000 to set up that, the rent, the renovation, the shelves, the air conditions, the fridges, and the drugs and all that, you have set that one up. The next question you're asking yourself is that, what will be the estimated operational expenditure for this business per month? Because before you sell the first drug in the store, you must employ people, you must pay rent, you must pay electricity, you must pay light bill, you must pay for software. These costs are called fixed costs, and they must be paid every single month, either you like it or not. Even if you don't sell a single drug, you must pay the staff. If you don't sell a single drug, the air condition is on, the ECG is running, you must pay for it. So at this point, you are estimating this business that I want to do, this pharmacy shop, approximately per month, how much do I need to pay for all this bill? You must estimate it. That's a financial feasibility question you must ask yourself. Number three question on the financial feasibility. What will be the projected income statement? What will be the projected income statement? Meaning that, can this business make me profit? What would be the projected income statement? What would be the projected income statement? Next question. What would be the projected profit margin? What would be the projected profit margin? And these are serious calculations that must be made. And then finally, plus many other factors, many other questions, you must ask yourself, where can I find the money to finance this business? Where can I find the money to finance this business? Where can I find the money to finance this business? My dear friends, these are just a few questions I can ask you, but I'm going to send you a whole list of questions you must ask yourself for each of these areas. Critical, very, very, very critical. So after getting all the answers for these questions I've asked you for all these 4 critical areas, the answers could be yes in all or no in one or more of these questions. When that happens, the results are there. You either proceed to write a business plan, or you drop the idea, or you rethink that business idea and come and start all over again. This is called feasibility analysis flow. Now, let me tell you a few challenges of conducting feasibility analysis. Challenges of conducting feasibility analysis. Can anybody give me any ideas as to what are the challenges? If you look at the few things that we have talked about right now, we're looking at how people got married, people who have to study families before they got married to them, and applying that concept into business. And applying that concept into business, we say there are 4 critical areas that indicators that every person must conduct feasibility analysis on before they decide to proceed even to write a business plan and start the business. Now, what do you think will be some of the challenges? What are some of the key issues that can come up as far as this is concerned? Why don't people conduct feasibility analysis? And I'm sure even I even ask all of you who have businesses in class right now, none of you have ever thought about this before. Why don't we do that? What are the challenges to conducting feasibility analysis? Any ideas, please?
Please.
Yes, Maki Sadek. Aban.
Okay, so please, I think that one of the challenges is that the estimated values that you get when you are doing the analysis may not reflect on what is on the market or what's on the grounds.
Very true. Thank you very much, Aban. Thank you. Let's go to Theophilus.
Okay, so one of it is lack of knowledge about how to carry out the visibility analysis. Some people may not even know of it, let alone trying to carry it out. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Please be writing all these points now because these are in addition to what I'm going to give you. People may not have knowledge about it. They may not even understand this. So even if somebody told you to go and do this yourself, how would you even do it? Knowledge and understanding to do it. Thank you very much, Theophilus. Let's go to Anita. Anita, please go ahead. Anita, can you hear me? All right, let's go to Ruth.
Please,
Ruth?
it's time consuming.
Time consuming. Time consuming. Very true. I did a feasibility analysis for somebody who wanted to start a roofing company in Techiman. It took us more than 6 months before we finished the report for the client. 6 months. I went to Techiman more than 7 times. You have gone to collect data, you are analyzing the data to give the report to the client, and then you come and sit, you are writing the plan, you realize that no, I have to go back and ask certain questions. You have to drive back again. It's time consuming. And it's expensive. It's expensive, I'm telling you. Very, very expensive. So in addition to what they have said, Ruth, your hand is up. You want to say something again? Okay, sorry. So it is time consuming. Number 2, it is technical. Very, very technical. I mean, I'm just asking a very simple question, but if you really sit down to do it, it is extremely technical. Number 3, okay, so it's technical, meaning that there's a way to do it. You don't just go out there and start doing feasibility just like that. So it's time consuming, it's very technical, it's expensive. And most importantly, as one of us said from the beginning, it could get to a point that the results you are getting might not reflect the reality. Okay, you can conduct feasibility analysis this year, and you are starting a business next year. The dynamics would have totally changed. Even if you finish conducting the feasibility analysis in this month, February, and you are going to start the business next month, March, the dynamics can change. Big time, big time, big time. I remember again in 2019, October, one of our clients wanted to start a water production company. So we did the feasibility analysis, everything. He took the report to the bank with the business plan. The bank was just about approving the loan. What saved my friend was that he went to Germany. So at the time when the bank called him to come and sign the document for the loan approval, he wasn't in Ghana. But he was asking me to go and sign on his behalf, but the bank told me I could not do it unless he himself does it. So fortunately for this guy, something happened in Germany and he has to come in January. So we finished everything around November. No, yeah, I think it was around November when they were looking for him. So he told the bank that he cannot come in November, December. He has to come back in January, towards the end of January. And lo and behold, COVID hit. Can you imagine if this guy went for the bank loan? Would have been disaster. And the banks, they don't care. Once they approve the loan and they transfer into your bank account, say boom, either you like it or not, the interest starts hitting you. Of course, they may give him some pardon by not asking him to pay for all the interest, but definitely the guy will pay some interest. So feasibility studies are good, but honestly, the data you may collect today may be very different in implementation tomorrow. That makes feasibility analysis a bit tricky, but even then, we still have to do it because we cannot get it 100% right. You are better off having a feasibility analysis that is guiding you gradually into the future, even though they may not all be accurate. They're not having done anything at all and go into your business blindly. You are dead. You hit the block and you hit big. So you must do that. All right. Now, let's quickly look at some of the advantages of conducting feasibility analysis. If you do this, if you do it yourself, or maybe you just get a consultant to do it for you, what are the benefits that we get by conducting feasibility analysis? Any ideas, please? What benefits do we get if we conduct feasibility analysis? All right, so some of the challenges that some of us mentioned was that pressure to make quick decisions. Yes, Agnes, thank you very much. It's time consuming. Jennifer also said the same thing. And then lack of technical knowledge. Again, Agnes, thank you very much. And then the target audience, it may not suit the people in that community. Very true. All right. What are some of the benefits of conducting feasibility analysis? If you're able to do it yourself well, or you are able to get your consultant to do it for you. All right, Francisca, please go ahead.
Yeah, please. It makes the flow easy.
Okay, when you say flow, what does it mean?
When you conduct the feasibility analysis and you begin your business, let's say everything goes well, all these areas are yes, and so you can proceed with the business plan. The moment you begin, you are able to flow easily.
Nice one. Thank you very much, because you are very clear in your mind what you are doing. So you make decisions based on facts. Thank you, Francisca. Let's go to Ishmael. Hello, Ishmael.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Ishmael.
Said that it helps you to make clear, informed decisions of what you want to do, and also it makes you to reduce risk because you have planned ahead, so you reduce your risk.
Very good. It helps you to make the right decision because you are making decisions based on data. And number two, you are able to now save time, save money, and reduce risk. Thank you very much, Theophilus. Let's go to Theophilus.
It also helps you to meet the needs of your customers or the demands of your customers.
Exactly. You will know exactly what you're looking for and you give it to them big time. Big time. Nice one. Who else? Any more thoughts? Yes, Francisca.
So you're able to optimize resources.
Very good. You don't just waste resources anyhow. You use them the right way. Asuma, Imori.
Yes, sir. I also say it reduces the risk of business failure.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, Bright. Oh, I'm enjoying the class now. You are talking to me. I'm feeling you, man. Oh, I'm happy now. Good. Let's talk to Bright.
Your chance of succeeding is very high.
Extremely. Because you know exactly what you are doing. You are not just hitting in the dark. You know, so your chance of survival is very, very high. I saw Amanda. No, Annabelle, your hand was up. Or whose hand was up? I saw a hand, but it's dropped. Okay. So in the chat box, I see Stella says that helps you to. Okay, let's go to Redeemer first. Redeemer, please go ahead.
So it reduces competition in the market since your services or products that you'll be giving to others will be quite notable and quite common to others. So it reduces competition. Thank you.
All right, thank you too very much. Let's go to Equia Redua Usu. Oh, nice name. Equia, let's go.
Sir, please, it allows you to know the viability of your business idea, whether it would stand and what you have to do to also sustain it as you start it.
Thank you. Thank you, Equia. You see that, for example, if you take your time to study the man or the woman you want to marry, my friends, you will get to see that there are some few things about this lady that you like so much. And you also come to see there are some things you don't like about her. And then once you know these two parameters, you'll be able now to see, now, do I go ahead to marry her or marry him or not? So you don't get into a marriage with surprises. Assuming the woman doesn't know how to cook TZ. When you did, you did the investigation, you did your analysis, feasibility, and realized that the woman cannot cook TZ. Most likely, if you really love this woman, you want to marry her, what would you do? You will tell her or find a way to go and learn how to TZ from somebody else because you really want to stay with this person. But I didn't know about the fact that the lady doesn't know how to. And then one day I wake up Sunday and I say, Rosie, please cook me TZ. And Rosie says, I don't know how to cook it. Then man, you'll be upset because you wouldn't understand why a woman can't prepare TZ. But that's not her fault. It's not her food. All that we are saying is that conducting feasibility analysis is so important. You may not be able to do it as detailed as we are talking about now from a consultant point of view, but at least ask some questions. Please ask questions. Ask questions. Go out there and ask questions. Even if you have found somebody doing the same kind of business that you want to go into, please ask the person questions. For example, before I started this consulting firm, I went to Accra to meet one of my very close friends called Nelson Namo. In fact, Nelson Namo came to have a training for us at British Council here in Kumasi. And I realized that the guy was doing exactly the kind of thing that I wanted to do. So I booked an appointment with him when he came to, I actually paid money. I drove to Accra to meet him for a full day. I went to him and asked him, Nelson, I want to go into consultancy. I want to go into training and coaching entrepreneurs and business owners. What do you think I should do? Oh my goodness, this guy poured his heart out for me. I thought because of competition, the guy would say, no, I won't tell you anything. Nelson poured his heart out. TK, this industry is a very difficult industry. It's a very difficult, to get a first client needs a lot of work. Are you ready to go in there? I said, yes. Sometimes they will not pay you. You have to work for like 3, 4, 5, 6 months, 1 year before sometimes they will pay you. Are you willing to do that? I said, yes. The kind of question this guy asked me got me to understand that, yes, I want to do this, but it's not going to be easy. So initially, when things started getting very tough for me, and I knew it would be way ahead. So I remember I was working with one guy, Nicholas, and one day Nicholas asked me, hey, boss, now they pay any? I said, Nicholas pay. But unfortunately, Nicholas didn't stay too long to see the benefit we are seeing today. If he had stayed in this business up to now, I'm sure Nicholas would have been a better person today. But the point I'm trying to say is that it is important to conduct feasibility analysis. But unfortunately, we have seen the negatives. It's time consuming, it's technical, it's expensive, the right decisions, because you have to make your decisions. You don't rush to do things. When frustration sets in, you know why they have set in, you know how to combat those frustrations, you know who to talk to when there are problems, you know all these things. And as a result of that, it will help you to be able to build a business that lasts. Now, there are a lot of answers in the chat box, so thank you all very much. For time's sake, I'll not be able to read all of them. So, okay, let me read. Stella says that it helps you to avoid unnecessary competition. Thank you very much. Francisca, it mitigates potential obstacles early before cost problems arises. Again, that's a nice one. Emmanuel says that it helps to identify prospective customers. Very, very true. You know who your customer is. Helps you to know the amount of money needed for the business. That's true. Identify potential technical, financial, operational, and legal risk. Ernest, excellent. Thank you very much. And then the day says that business becomes successful. True, very true. You will have a fair idea of how much you need to start the business. Thank you. That's all right. So these are very good points in there. Very, very good points in there. All right. Quickly, Emmanuel, your hand is up. Emmanuel, do you have a question or contribution?
Sir, please, I want to bring something up so that we all talk about I want us to draw like if someone take all these feasibility box, making the business idea very feasible for the person to, or making the business a reality for the person to achieve. But also, in contrary, we have our mothers who didn't know about this, started the business on their own, like an ideations on their own, like these market women who have been able to establish without these technicalities. What about them? That's where my confusion lies.
All right. Any thoughts on that? Any thoughts? What do you think? What do you think? Okay. A quick answer to this is this. Yes, please.
Yeah, please, I would say
I think with the market women, their perseverance and commitment towards their job also contributes to their success.
Else. What do you think about this market women? Our mothers who started a business with nothing, they didn't think about any of these things. What do you think? That's the question,
Sir,
Emmanuel. Yes, please.
sir, please, I would say they do it, but it is informal. They do it in a way. I quite remember when my mom was about opening the cool store in our area. She went around several times asking questions, but it is not formal as we are learning here. She asked questions about the area and what is needed before she opened it, and now she has opened another one. So I think they do it in a way which is informal.
But it works, right? Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's go to Bright. Bright? Okay, Bright is gone. Berma, let's go ahead. Berma. Berma.
Please, as my brother said early on, I think it's informal and also practical. That's how they use it. It's done with them.
Okay, great. Nice. Okay. That's my thought to the question we are asking. Number one, these mothers you are thinking they may not have done it. They may not have done it. The amount of feasibility they do, you have no idea. I'm telling you. They ask a lot of questions. This woman want to learn how to sell charcoal. Every single day for like 1 month, she go and sit beside the woman who sells charcoal, no needing concern. Talking to the woman every single day. They will not go and tell this woman, I'm going to sell charcoal. But by sitting close to her every day and being concerned in the community, they are learning. So they do it, but they don't do it formally like we do and put documents around that. But because they do it with their heart, with that kind of passion, they are able to gather so much information to the point where they know exactly what they're going to do. Now, what I've said, this question has come up before several times on different platforms when I do some of these things. The reality is that if they have been able to get the opportunity to do the way we do it now, they will not still be at the central market. They will not be that small business today. They would have been bigger companies, I'm telling you. And that is why some companies, they begin small and eventually become very, very, very big, because even though they may not have done a formal feasibility like we are talking about now, they have have an idea and they know where they're taking the business to. So yeah, it is true. They may not have done a formal feasibility like we do now, but trust me, they do something. And based on that something, they are able to now put very serious structures together, even not formal, and they grow. But the whole idea is that if they were able to sit down and do it formally, they will still not be doing the tabletop business. They'll probably move to a kiosk and move to a brick and mortar building and eventually build a supermarket. But look at some of our mothers. They've been in the same spot for years, even though they are doing well. Years. My grandmother sold kente at Central Market for close to, I don't know how many years before she died. She became the kente hinima for a very long time. The same shop until the whole Central Market was demolished. The same small shop. When I was in school, primary school, when they would pick us from school and take us to the shop, she would buy us wache and queen and all those ones in the market. The same shop before she died. But if she had some formal education or formal enlightenment as to how to build this business, I'm sure my grandmother, the way I knew her to be, my dear friends, my grandmother would have built a factory producing kente. I'm telling you. If she knew what we know now, maybe if she was alive And knowing what I know now and knowing what the experience she has had gathered over the years, I would have helped my grandmother to build a factory for kente. I'm telling you. You know what she did? My grandmother would have people from Bonre who weave kente in hundreds and bring it to her in the market. In hundreds, different designs. So she will go and buy the yarn and go and give to the people at Bonre to weave the kente, and they bring it to her. And then she only pays them for weaving. Today, look at those years ago. This was like way back. When I even saw my grandmother, I was like 12 or 13 thereabout. And my grandmother was doing this perfectly right. So assuming that she knew what we know today, my grandmother would have built a factory for kente. If with that very small thing that she did, she has 3 houses. And then, the way they build houses, big house, not small houses, story building, big, by just selling kente. How much more if she had a formal knowledge of building a business? So, Ima, I agree with you. People don't do it, but they still succeed. But the point is that if they knew the knowledge that we know, they would have done it much, much, much bigger, way bigger than we know it now. All right. All right. So that's about feasibility. I've sent the slides to you. Think around them, read around them, and have as much information as possible. I'm going to send you a sample question. I'm not asking you to answer and send to me, but a word to the wise is enough. I'm going to send you a sample question. There are 3 questions in all. You must take time, discuss it in your discussion groups. If you like, write it out yourself. Try to answer the question like you can answer it, and then the rest will be history. All right. Okay. Any questions up to this point? Any comments? Any questions? Any questions? All right. So we'll end the class here now. And today I want to say thank you very much I saw the vibrancy at the end, coming to the end of the class, and that's what I'm looking for. The more I have that interaction, the questions coming in, it gives me the energy and the joy to also share as much as possible. But when you become very dormant, nobody's talking, it becomes very boring. I don't want that. I want us to be interactive as mature people and learn from each other and grow. And I've told you that the 2 key reasons why I'm very passionate about this course: number 1, you would get good grades. Number 2, most importantly, you can build a business if you start thinking along the journey we are actually going now. All right. Now, the last announcement is that next week, God willing, we'll be talking about how to write a business plan. So I'm going to send you 2 templates. One has information in it. The other one is a blank one. I would want everybody to print a copy of those 2 documents to class next week. And please come with a pencil and an eraser. We are going to write a business plan. The reason why I want you to print them out is that as we go to the example, you should be writing in the blank one so that you can understand how it is done. If you don't learn it in class, when you go and do it yourself, you cannot do it. And that's what happened to the people last year. Last year, I asked them to print and bring to class so that we can, as I go step by step, they can be filling in with their own business ideas to go along. They didn't do it. And during the exams, I saw it. Those who did not, you could see clearly that there are people who didn't understand because they didn't participate in class. So I'm going to send you, number 1, I'm going to send the questions for feasibility analysis. Number 2, I'm going to send, the first questions will be the questions for the 4 critical areas in the feasibility analysis. And the second question will be a sample exams question I will send to you for you to try your hands on. And the third instruction is that I'm going to send you 2 templates for business plan. And I'm begging you to print those 2 templates for class next week. So that's we start writing the business plan, you understand how it flows and understand it. Okay. All right. So until then, I want to say thank you once again. And I invite all of you to go to my YouTube page to watch some of the videos that I have in there for how to build a business to last. There are a lot of videos there. And for those who have gone to watch the videos there, I say thank you very much. Please, when you go, you can like and then subscribe to my channel so that we can get as many people to see it anywhere, so we can help as many people. But most importantly, now nobody should send me the screenshot. I gave you an assignment. I was going to give 5 marks for everybody who have sent theirs already. If you have not sent, you have lost 5 marks straight. I gave it's more than 2 weeks. Less than 10% of the class have sent the assignment. So from now, if you send it to me, I'll delete it. I don't want to see it. As soon as you send it to me, I'll delete it because I already compiled those who have sent already. All right. So, okay, Susan, last one. You have your hand up. Go ahead.
Sir, please, some of us didn't get response. Does it mean you've already seen it?
No, all those who have sent up to today, I've seen them. I'm going to respond to all of them. Some of them have responded, some of them have not. So if you send it before today, up to this point, you are safe. Up to today, you are safe. So that one, don't worry about it, Susanna. Okay. All right. All right. So thank you all very much for making time to class. I appreciate all of you. Let's meet again on Thursday for another session on Build to Last. This Thursday, we are talking about how to identify your ideal customer type. That's a very good feasibility analysis for you to understand. So now if you go to the target market feasibility, we are looking for the ideal customer type. This Thursday, it is compulsory for every single one in this class. Every single one in this class, it is compulsory this Thursday to join us because it's going to feed into the feasibility analysis, identifying your target market for your business. Apart from it's feeding into this class, it's also going to feed into your own entrepreneurial business and entrepreneurial setup. So please take it seriously and come. And when you join on Thursday, please make sure that you have added your full name and your index number to it. I'll be very glad to see that too. All right. So until then, thank you all very much. If you want to reach to me, kindly send me a WhatsApp message or call me. I'll be very glad to support you on your journey of entrepreneurship. But till then, have a good morning and take care and bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye, Doc.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.